Old Hollywood is remembered as a golden era of glamorous parties, iconic stars, and timeless films that left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Names like Judy Garland, Rock Hudson, and Marilyn Monroe conjure visions of unfailing beauty and extraordinary talent. The studios and their public relations departments, however, put a lot of effort into hiding the world of secrets, scandals, and untold stories that existed behind the glossy exterior of this cherished era. Old Hollywood's facade was painstakingly constructed, but beneath the glittering lights and red carpets were sinister realities that the admiring public sometimes ignored. The need to keep up a flawless image came at a high cost for many celebrities. Anything considered undesirable, from hidden addictions and personal tragedies to shocking criminal acts, was quickly hushed up to preserve the industry's impeccable reputation due to Hollywood's fixation with fame and wealth. A legacy far more complicated and eerie than the parts they portrayed on TV was left by the celebrities who were coerced into silence and those who carried their secrets to the afterlife. We uncover the eerie, secret lives of some of Hollywood's most well-known celebrities in this in-depth exploration of the industry's darker side stories that still astonish and enthrall us decades later. A trip into the dark shadows of Hollywood's golden age, where stardom frequently came at an unimaginable cost, is what you should expect. 1. Judy Garland, addict and abuse-trapped. Despite being one of Hollywood's biggest performers and best recognized for her performance in The Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland's life behind the camera was anything but idyllic. Studio executives, who had complete control over Garland's life, put her under a lot of strain from an early age. Garland was coerced into a risky medication regimen to keep her in line and guarantee she kept the ideal Hollywood appearance. She developed a lifelong cycle of addiction after being prescribed sleeping drugs to help her sleep and amphetamines to keep her energized during lengthy shoots. She also experienced physical and emotional abuse at the hands of influential individuals in the field, which made her feel exploited and trapped. Garland was extremely talented and successful, but her life was tainted by the tragedy of her early Hollywood experiences, something she hardly ever spoke in public. 2. Rock Hudson, leading two lives. Rock Hudson, who starred in romantic movies like Pillow Talk, was the archetypal leading man of the 1950s and 1960s. He concealed his true identity during a period when being openly gay could jeopardize a Hollywood career. But his most significant role was the one he played off-screen. In order to preserve his heterosexual public persona, Hudson was compelled to lead a double life and get married in a false marriage set up by the studio. He battled his dread of exposure behind the scenes, knowing that his career would be terminated if his sexual orientation was revealed. The complete truth of Hudson's life wasn't made public until the 1980s, when he became one of the first well-known people to pass away from AIDS. His passing illuminated the difficulties gay actors of his time faced and marked a turning point in the history of Hollywood and the LGBTQ+ movement. 3. Clara Bow, the it girl with a troubled past. Hollywood's first it girl, Clara Bow, was a silent cinema star whose charm and charisma typified the flapper era. But beneath her colourful on-screen image, Bow was deeply scarred by a difficult childhood. Bow suffered with mental health issues all of her life, having been raised in poverty by an abusive mother who had even tried to murder her. The studios took advantage of her weakness and subjected her to demanding work schedules and media issues during her highly scrutinized career. She had a nervous breakdown as a result of her mental health problems being made worse by the demands of celebrity. The Hollywood apparatus concealed Bow's miserable existence, and the full scope of her hardships wasn't revealed until decades later. 4. The Secret of Child Abuse, by Joan Crawford. One of Hollywood's most recognizable actresses, Joan Crawford was renowned for both her dramatic performances and glitzy appearance, but her life away from the spotlight was anything but glamorous, especially as a mother. Crawford adopted multiple children, and although she presented herself in public as a devoted parent, her true nature was far more sinister. In her memoir, Mommy Dearest, her adopted daughter, Christina Crawford, claims that Joan was a controlling and violent mother who tormented her kids physically and psychologically. When the book was first published in 1978, it surprised the audience by exposing a side of Crawford that was very different from her polished public persona. Even while some people continued to deny the accusations of child abuse, Crawford's career has been permanently marred by them, turning her from a well-liked celebrity to a contentious figure in Hollywood history. 5. The scandalous swashbuckler, Errol Flynn. Known for his parts in adventure movies such as The Adventures of Robin Hood, Errol Flynn was the handsome protagonist of Hollywood's golden age. Flynn's off-screen activities, however, were much more controversial. Flynn, who was well known for his wild parties, was regularly in legal hot water and was charged with statutory rape in 1942. Even though he was found not guilty, the trial revealed his predatory tendencies and his extramarital affairs, a sinister truth that Hollywood's public relations apparatus skillfully concealed. Flynn's problematic behavior was concealed by his image as a charming outlaw, and the business chose to ignore it in order to preserve his box office attraction. These days, Flynn's story presents a much more unsettling image of the adored Hollywood star. 6. The untold stories of manipulation and control. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, renowned for her beauty and charm, is still regarded as one of the most famous characters from old Hollywood. But Monroe's life wasn't nearly as idyllic as it seemed. She was dominated and manipulated behind the scenes by strong men, especially studio executives, who took advantage of her weakness in order to make money. Monroe's life was made more complicated and contentious by her associations with prominent people, such as President John F. Kennedy. She also battled addiction and mental health problems, frequently feeling constrained by her own celebrity. 7. Fatty Arbuckle, a career destroyed by scandal. One of the biggest names in early Hollywood, Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle was renowned for his comical skills and exuberant demeanor. But when he was charged with raping and unintentionally killing actress Virginia Rappe at a riotous party in 1921, his career came to a crashing halt. One of the earliest significant Hollywood scandals, it resulted in a well-reported trial. Despite Arbuckle's final acquittal, his reputation suffered irreparable harm. His pictures were removed from theaters, and the studios placed him on a blacklist. Final thoughts. Behind the scenes, the golden age of Hollywood was anything but, as these former stars' tales demonstrate. The truth was much darker, despite the fact that their public personas were meticulously constructed to project an image of glitz and perfection. The enormous constraints of fame, studio abuse, and a culture of silence that shielded the powerful at the expense of the weak were often the causes of the secrets these celebrities carried, that conceals the actors' private struggles and actual lives. Looking back on these tales, it is evident that the opulence and glamour came at a high price, leaving a legacy of immense misery and dashed hopes. The darker side of old Hollywood serves as a warning about the dangers of celebrity and the destructive effects of a sector that, for many years, prioritized image and financial gain over honesty and people. Let us know in the comments what you think about the old Hollywood celebrities who hid dark and terrible secrets. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.